Dad, can I go see my friends? Absolutely not. It is crazy out there. I've been seeing some crazy outfits, man, and some of your friends out there looking crazy. Dad, are you serious? We are not looking crazy. Here, I'll call them in. See, look, Dad, we're all dressed nicely. You must have heard somewhere weird. There's none of that going on. I just want to hang out with my friends, Bernadette, Iris, and Scarlett. We're not doing anything crazy. Okay, maybe I heard wrong. I just heard something, man. It was just, I heard something. I don't know. Fine, baby girl. Go have fun. I'm sorry. Thanks, Papa. He fell for it again, girls. Okay. Oh my God. Your dad is such a sucker. Well, whatever. It's hot girl summer. You know, we about to go out, get all these dudes, get mad numbers. You already know what it is, girl. We about to hit it up. Go ahead, girl. Turn the song on. Let's get it. Whoa, oh my God. What are you doing here? What you asking me questions? I'm your father, and until they put your mother into this game, I gotta be dripping outrageous, all right? Now introduce me to your little badass friends. Now you already know it's the boy. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and we're here today to go over Valentina. Thick Tina is in the building, and of course we got Papa Frank in the building as well, because you know you have to have them together. A lot of people have been combating and battling with me, uppercuts and all this other stuff about this unit. So of course we're going to review Valentina as a base unit, and then we're going to go into the FC and really talk and discuss and really break this down, because a lot of people want to know, should I summon, should I summon, should I summon? And I think the answer is pretty obvious, but for some reason people like to be told what to do. So this video is going to be all about the deck. But keep in mind, guys, no matter how crazy we go, this is 100% MFO. So let's first go over to the journal. As you guys know, I like to, dang, that was like constant bars right there. Well, someone needs to sign the kid. Let's go over to the base stats, and I think that, you know, this is really important. As you can see here, her base attack 1083 on the lower side. I don't know why they just gave Bathory that magical love about having such a high base attack, but you know, it is what it is. Then we're gonna have the defense at 673. She's definitely 100% gonna be susceptible to Fear of the Abyss. Hit is 100, which is nice. Dodge 105. Hey, but that critical hit this is what's gonna be one of her claims to fame, having high crit. She's one of those mages, which is awesome. Block is I ain't blocking, and attack speed is I ain't going. And everyone knows critical damage, block defense, and luck are exactly the same on every character. So what does this mean? This means that she slows balls, and she's very likely to crit, so her attack is not as high because of that reason. But when she goes, she actually usually is doing something very important. That's kind of why I've always liked the character Valentina, is just because that she does do something important on her turn, and she does it in a way that usually she can, it's kind of set up by the time she kind of goes. And I do like that her speed is about right for that. So let's click this off and go over into the skills. And when I say skills, you guys already know we gotta click here first. She is 22 years old. I mean, super spicy number one. I don't know. The first daughter. Oh wait, whoa. The first daughter of Shafar. Wait, who's the second? Uh-oh. Does it tell you here? I know Ramsey is the brother. The first daughter. Who's the second daughter? Who might be the third? Yo, see, now I thought my joke in the beginning was legitly a joke, but yo, my man Franky getting out here moving and grooving. Anyway, let's get into it. So here's the basic attack. God, that is super slow in the journal. Jesus Christ. Next you have is the mana absorb, removes a buff of the enemy whenever. Pretty much the way that this works, I've shown this before on the channel, is that when someone has a buff, or even if it's like an AoE buff, one buff will be removed and this character will gain mana off of it. They will gain one additional mana if the health of the target is at 80% more. They will remove one mana from the target. Wow, here we go. Remove one mana the target has, and then gain one mana to self if the health of the target is low. So there's a lot of cool stuff. She can really give herself a lot of mana. She doesn't need too much of it. She's not a burst character. This would be really good, and this is kind of why I like the mixture of stuff, is that this would actually technically be really good on a burst based character, especially when we go through the new changes that they just changed about how elemental gain, which is going to change a lot of characters' viability. Almost makes me I might need to redo all my guys. I'm just kidding, I won't. But it does change how viable certain characters are, and this is a really good thing because removing a buff, I think buffs are going to slowly but surely kind of get more into the meta. Unfortunately, shields and shared health and stuff like that are not considered buffs in this game. If those happen to become popular, she'll be gaining at least 2 mana, and if the case is that the target is actually low on HP, she'll gain 2 mana, but she'll also remove 1 mana from them. But she ain't got no problem removing mana, but it's nice that her kit really does a lot with it. We have Sharp Punishment, as you guys know, does a little bit of damage. 150 on the base is pretty trash. It does have to try to make up for that with the damage over time, which leaves the Frostbite for 2 turns, and has the Contempt, mana burn. You will lose 10 mana if the target is afflicted with Fear of the Abyss. Now let's look at the skill. Ice, and then the thorns come up in the bottom. Really cool. One suggestion that I really think that they should have done with Contempt, I haven't shared it with anyone, but I'll share it with you guys. I do 100% think that they should have made it that any, like, a reverse burst, right? So if you have 10 mana, then it would do it, you know, you wouldn't take additional damage, but if it would do additional damage based on every mana bar that you don't have. So it kind of would punish you for having a character that's 6-star. I guess that's maybe why they didn't do that, but it would punish you if you didn't have a lot of mana for her to take, and it would make her more of a DPS threat that you would have to use it or lose it. But I guess if you use it, then it's -10. No, but then I would shape it up by, if you have no mana, then it doesn't do any additional damage at all. It has to have some type of minus or something like that. Whatever, I'm not a developer, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, next up is going to be the Cage of Despair, which does not even that much damage. Like, why does she have, I mean, this one again has Frostbite, and this one's for 4 turns. It does afflict a silence onto the target, which is nice, a status effect for you Ortards out there, and that is a character's name in this game. And it also has the same thing, the mana burn. And this skill looks pretty cool. I do like it. Drop it in. Now you're the bird in the cage, and all the willow birds, and I guess, I don't know, that's just the family trademark, and there goes the little silence, and boom, there you go. So the way that this character is supposed to work is that because she is slow, you do need Fear of the Abyss, so you do need to bring Franky, and I actually do like that dynamic. I do think that if they make the individual ones, like, I know a lot of people are upset, like, oh, her FC version is not bringing enough to the table, but I would challenge that. I would challenge that. And the reason why I would challenge that specifically is because it's going to be really good when they make some of the other characters good enough that you have to bring in a specific comp if you want it to work. So let's say in hindsight, you know, or I guess not even hindsight, foresight, I guess, but foresight, that now they buff Garth and they change the way that Vanguard works so that if you wanted to run a specific Vanguard team, it would actually be viable. But right now, running Garth or even trying to run other generals is not as good as just running Bathory because her thing is so good. And I think if they use that Tranquil as a baseline to make something so strong, I do think that that is kind of where you want to go. So with that being said, let's go over to the Fake Core and we'll see the lovely benefits. Of course, I'm going to do a showcase to show you guys that, and I'm going to go suffer in I'm going to go suffer in PvP and try to pop it off. But as you can see now, it turns into Seductive Punishment. I already forgot the name of the other one. And it now, instead, all enemies with Fear of the Abyss will be affected by the mana burn, and on top of that, they will get binded. And now, thanks to the lovely comment section and me just eventually going to look for it itself, because I just assumed it was a new keyword. I didn't assume that it was something already in the game or within the text of the game. That means that that character cannot gain mana for 7 turns. And the same thing is pretty much on this skill. It's just that now, as you can see, there's more damage on the 525, and now there's a little, no, actually they kept the damage on the S2. What scumbags? But it's 1 mana, so she should get that, especially the way that the mana is generated now. Everyone will be able to always do their 1 mana moves. Now I get to go in here. I'll spoil it that I did see the S2, but the S2 made me have high hopes for the S3. If the S3 is fire, you will see a different like intro movie. That would mean that I'm going to change it, and I'm going to include all the summer characters or something like that, or maybe I'll just do all the cool ones and then include her or something like that. So there goes the auto attack. As you can see, a little bit watery here. That's a crappy angle, but it looks like they did change the bird. It's still a bird in there. It would have been nice if they put like a summer bird, a bird that represents summer. But I do know the S2 is a little bit changed. Now there is a little bit more water effects onto it. So that's a nice touch. I just wish that they did this with the other characters. A lot of water there. Way more water than even Iris, I think. So let me see. Hopefully they changed this one up. Let's see what this looks like. How they might have changed it. So this looks the same. She still drops it in there. You're still in a cage and it's just water. And the little water tornado looks like come up instead of the birds. I think they shouldn't have done a cage. I think just change the cage into something beach related. Even if like you put them inside of a beach ball, and the beach ball filled up with water, and then like, you know, you're like drowning or something like that, you know, which also kind of goes with the fear of the abyss, the fear of being held under and stuff like that. I think that would have been a little bit better. The cage just kind of seems silly. Even the fact that she has a cage, I think that should have been something different as well, like a different type of cage, a different bird or something like that. A little bit slacking on that. I think that they used all their budget and talent on the first Guardians, which does make sense. And if I'm being honest here, a lot of companies would do that because it makes sense as far as like bringing people in and getting them to the expectation, and then maybe the next set of things will have like these really cool designs. But I think she's stuff is okay. They just added water effects pretty much to everything, changed her outfit. Her outfit looks really good, I will say that. But as you guys, like I said, let's go and check out how the Fear of the Abyss and Mana Contempt works. So here we are in a lovely little PvE match, because I find it a little bit easier to just go into PvE than to try to do it straight up in PvE. Oh, all right, here we go. She actually has the barrier barrier gear set. I really wish I could take that out. But what's cool here is that, like I said, it doesn't matter if you S2 or S3, they're both single target. As long as I hit one of them, the mana of everyone else that's with the Fear of the Abyss, which is this purple eye, will lose their mana and be restricted. So I'm gonna hit the guy on the left, hit him with the move, and then boom. As you can see, they all lost mana and now they're binded. If I can just get a small little turn. What happened to Franky? How did he die? So as you can see, they're not gaining any mana at all. It's freaking insane that that's even a thing. And like I said, what's really good about how slow she is because of the fact that everyone will gain their mana. Iris would have already gone every little thing, especially we're talking about PvP. Remember, there's no RTA in this game right now, so the computer is going to always use their S2s, and then they will struggle to use their S3s because they won't have the mana to do so. What's going to happen is that they're going to literally auto for like pretty much the rest of the match. It's interesting that that's how the AI will work, and it will take them a while to be able to get the S3. It's very, very rare that the AI will actually do their S2 twice. It's very rare that they would do that. So as long as you can keep her alive, I think that that's kind of like the thing. And as you can see here, I could easily recycle it. And boom, I recycled it. The blinds came right back. They don't have any more mana, and now they're just on auto mode. I'm probably gonna die here. You could just keep doing that, and because the way that the mana thing is now, I'll always have at least one mana, and I'll possibly have more than one mana. And as you can see, I only need 3 here for the thing, and that's pretty much the same level as Rudley's 525, if I'm not mistaken, is Rudley's S2. And boom, there it is. So that is Rudley's S2, same damage. And I can tell you right now that that's enough damage usually to put a lot of things away, so you can potentially kill off one person, screw the mana over of other people, and really, really good. I mean, you guys don't have to take my word for it, but a lot of people are gonna ask, but what if I don't have Franky? Then of course you don't need Valentina. I don't understand how like, unless you plan to get Franky by doing the string of creation or something of that nature, you don't have this character, then there's no real reason for you to get FC Valentina. You would naturally, technically would skip her, and maybe you would wait for the next banner, but Valentina is really tied to Franky, and I like that. In the beginning of the game, people use Ulum because, you know, it's synergized with Bathory, and Bathory is one of the best units. No one used Rara because Rara was that shit of a character that no one really wanted to use her until she got buffed, and then you had pretty much that little shell that most people used, right? I kind of hope that they keep doing that, so now there might be a different shell, so that maybe that you would run the shell of the Fear of the Abyss squad and going against them with like possibly Iris, and then, you know, you fill in whatever blanks that you need, like as first Guardians fade in, or even maybe they'll get stronger through different patches. I like this interaction that it does kind of switch without making something or nerfing something to the ground. They did nerf first Guardians, but they're not nerfed to the ground. They did some stuff that makes you have to be a little bit more picky when you choose them. People still use first Guardians, guys. It's not like they're gone from the face of the earth. People still use them, obviously, because Rara is one and she's always in them, usually in team comps. But for something that's gonna slowly fight against it, I'm all for it. So as far as team comps, I'm definitely gonna suggest Bathory. I think that keeping her alive and making sure that in case someone tries to assault her, which is go for it straight for her, if she becomes as, or people deem her to be as annoying as I'm saying she is, you're gonna want to have that cushion. And if you're running Bathory, you're running Tranquil, you're gonna want to run some type of block character. Anyone that has block that can actually take the hit. you know, you're gonna want to have something of that nature, so there's the block and then the final hit cannot go on. Obviously they can counter that with the machine gear set, which is fine. You know, if they're doing that much, I mean, they're doing that to an AI, so it is what it is. You can also try to bring in Lepin. I mean, if you really want to like kind of focus on her, because once those characters are locked out, they're not going to gain any mana for several turns. They're not even going to be able to really do anything besides auto attack you. You have the supreme advantage after that. After that skill lands, you have so much advantage over your opponent. If your Valentina is faster than theirs, then you have supreme authority. Like, you literally, they can't do anything. But it all goes back to how strong your scFX is. And I forgot to mention that they took out the silence on her S3 when you have her in this mode. Forgot to mention that. Like right here seems like the perfect comp. Like I have a Lepin as like a slight contingency plan. I have Bathory. And then if I were to really want to focus on making sure my Valentina goes, and then like after Bathory, I would want Bathory to go first, take out all Summer's blessings, and then just have Valentina just hit someone and then they're screwed. Then my next turns go through. Bathory hopefully has a decent amount of mana, and we're just kind of good from that point on. So let's try one match for the video, and then I will end it. All right, so we got a lot of stuff that we're looking to see. Some people having some faith back in doing something like that, like First Guardian here. Let's see. I'm going to pick on, and even FC Franky has some cool things. So I'm gonna pick on Iris. Oh yeah, she's just gonna cleanse it. That was stupid. So there you go. They have a pretty fast Iris here. My Iris is gonna go next too. More mana pump. Now, how many are under Fear of the Abyss? Their entire team, I think, is. Having whatever you guys do, you want to make sure that, see, like right here, I'm going to take off all of their Summer's blessings, which I need to do for Bathory anyway, so this is not like this is something new. Not stressing that. As we can see, my man is doing all the Lord's work there. So here I'm going to hit Anastasia with the cage, lock her up. That's gonna hit. So she's gonna be saved. Oh, she's gonna die to Franky. All the other ones are gonna be screwed now. What can they do? You guys tell me what this team does at this moment. What can they do? They sit here and they'll do nothing. You know what? I'm gonna take my privilege. My Valentina privilege, my Thick-Tina privilege, and I'm just gonna chill. Because all they could do here is auto. They're not gonna be able to gain any mana. Auto you. You can auto me back. How did she gain a mana though? That's kind of strange. But you know, oh, let me just pump up some more mana. It's whoever Valentina goes first. See, now I'm just setting up. And now it's my turn. My Bathory goes now. I win. That's it. It's a slightly different strategy that can be definitely utilized in a different way. Well, let's see. No mana for you. No mana for them. Or maybe Iris. You know what? Maybe Iris wasn't under that effect. So you get hit. And you're gonna die. He still gets binded, so it even works on kill. So now, how effective is that in comparison to you manualing? I still think that Annie Rara is still stupidly strong. With Franky, that's still a super strong strategy. There's gonna be different implementations of stuff. You can definitely do more strategies, as you can see that Valentina does have. It's not like she sucks. It's not like she's impractical. That is very practical what I just did, in my opinion. You know, obviously you guys can light up the comment section with your YFOs, but I think she's worth it, especially if you have Franky. If you don't have Franky, I would say that she's gonna look like shit tier to you, because you can't do that, obviously. Buyer beware. I've always liked characters that are niche. I like characters that are niche, that fit in a certain meta, in a certain team comp, and then if you want to use that team comp, that it can beat other ones. And then this is how, you know, as we go further, when the tag meta comes into, is that you would have certain tags go against other ones. Like, you're like, dang, that's the full First Guardian team, let me bring in my this team versus that, and like, because then if you need to put Iris in another team, and you're like, you know what, we'll just do it like this, and then my Franky will be on this like it mixes stuff up. And that's why I think that if they keep doing stuff like this, they should just make tag a regular thing. I do have to go to work. I should be sleeping right now, but I'm not. It's already 7 o'clock. I have to go to work at 11. I still have to upload this video. So guys, just know that I'm doing this for y'all, so please hit that like, subscribe button, because I'm not gonna get any sleep, and then I have to do it overnight, and I probably will fall asleep, and I hate myself. But hopefully you guys love me and will like, support, check out the merch, guys. If you wanted to just look at it, if y'all don't want to buy it, just look at it. As long as I see that you guys are looking at it, that means that you guys are listening to me and that there's interest in merch in general. It doesn't have to always sell. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Let me know what you guys think. If you've been using her, have it been successful? Do you think it's trash? All that good stuff. I need to go. I need to just do this. So just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.